just gonna die in the end.
Okay, guys, I got some stuff to go over with all of you today that I hope you'll find interesting. I want to cover two things. First of all, I've had a lot of questions recently about what the hell is the deal with your opening? And so it's all everything in the opening relates back to something that's become something of legend here at Spaz Boys Comedy and the Goosh. So I'll give you a quick rundown of that. It's kind of fun stuff. I thought you guys might enjoy it. A lot of you know what all of it is, but our friend Chrome actually made this for us. She's a talented artist and really brilliant at putting stuff like that together. Excuse me. And then the other thing I'm going to cover is most of you know, fuck off train. I'm going to cover that. Most of you know that YouTube has come out with what seems like it's going to be a really positive and possibly really effective method of dealing with copyright claims in the future that finally brings some fairness to YouTube creators. Now, I want to address exactly how I think that might affect us, and I'll address whether or not it means we can potentially bring back anime series reactions here at the channel. So that'll be next. First, let's go over now. Let me go over this with you. This for those of you who don't know, I just pulled up one of our videos to grab the intro. I know it pains me to do so, but I'll take my pretty face out of the way here. And this is our intro. I'm sure all of you have seen it many times.
You're just gonna die in the end.
It's got that positive, really special message at the end. Letting you guys feel good at the end there. I think that's a positive message. Now, what we got here. Okay, let's see. You should be able to see my cursor here. This is my wife. This picture down here in the corner. That picture is from over at the Goosh when we achieved a certain level. I think we had $5,000 a month in donations. She agreed that she would watch the Goosh Man video, which is what inspired, of course, the Goosh. For those of you who don't know, back when we were able to do reaction video streams, somebody suggested I watch this Goosh video. Some people aren't really aware of my really twisted sense of humor and thought that it would be something that would gross me out, and instead, of course, watching this dude rape another dude to death just delighted me and made me laugh, and the Goosh Man became a hero to me. So because we achieved the 5,000, my wife agreed to watch it, and that was her expression seeing the Goosh Man. And that's where "Oh Christmas" comes from too, because my wife is not one for swearing. So she was totally aghast, and that's what she came out with was "Oh Christmas." And actually, we had said if we achieved 10,000, she would watch something of the Goosher's choice. And we did achieve it. We're back down off it now, but she did say, I just got to get her up here to watch. She did say she will do it. So at the Goosh, there will be my wife's reaction to Shrek is Love, Shrek is Life, the gang picked for her. So that should be interesting. Up here, that says Mark Bark. For those of you who don't know, Mark Bark was a legend of sorts that used to pop up in the live chats. Now, Mark Bark, I think, has some serious issues. He all started because I don't even remember what it was. Some series at the channel you guys just didn't have a lot of interest in it, so I just continued it. And it infuriated crazy-ass Mark. So before I had, as you can see behind me now, pretty much everything that you see in the background other than my pops are things that you guys have sent to us over the years. Now, at the time, I hadn't switched this all over behind me, and it was just, random stuff. I think it was the puppets and the masks and stuff. Mark was convinced, one of his conspiracy theories was that I was taking everything you guys sent to me and I was selling it on the apparent black market or something. Most notably, that katana sword. He pointed that out specifically. He said, we know that you sold it. You don't have it anymore. You're nothing but a fake and a phony. Well, it just so happens the katana was sitting right next to me, right next to my desk here when he said it. So I brought it out and I said, oh, you mean this one? And then he would just stop for a while. And then he came up with the theory that things were green screened behind me, that they didn't really exist anywhere. Mark is gone. I mean, he's absolutely gone. He's still upset. He still shows up in the streams every once in a while under new names. convinced that, he's going to expose me for all these things I've done, and you just would not believe how insane they are. And the interesting thing got to me the first time through. Mark left for months after I asked him. All I did was on the stream, I said, listen, I said, this is real talk now. I mean, it was fun making fun of him and everything, and it was easy, but I said, dude, if you're not trolling right now, if you really believe this stuff, are you aware that you have mental issues? I mean, you have serious emotional, psychological issues if you honestly believe all this stuff. It's fun to laugh at, but you got a serious problem. So are you trolling, or are you really this messed up? And then we didn't hear from him for months. And that in and of itself, rather than just having some sort of snide comeback that he ran away, Mark's messed up. There's little doubt about it. Okay, so, and of course this here, Chrome put in pink guy, because I love Papa Franco. This, of course, the bookshelf here is filled with anime I've seen. And it's all thanks to you guys that I even discovered anime. Over here to the left, just to represent the Goosh, that's the Goosh header, which Chrome also made for us. Let's let it run a little more. Oh, and then that's why she flashed the green screen, too. Bears pointing out. That's why she flashed the green screen behind me there, is because of Mark's claim that it was all green screen. So that was a stroke of brilliance by Chrome. This is, of course, our Mitsuku clock, which is right up on the wall behind me, always back there. I love Mitsuku. Steve Worswick, the guy who created it, great dude, great friend of ours. And this is a llama representing, of course, llamas with hats, which is one of my all-time favorite things we've watched here at the Goose. And spinning around here, we have the dastardly Spaz chair. Spaz chair would take over every so often during live streams because my house, there's always something going on. So it's not uncommon for me to get called away during a live stream. And rather than stop the stream, if it was something that I could take care of quickly, Spaz Chair would just take over, and Spaz Chair developed a following much stronger than my own. So, fuck Spaz Chair, I'm going to kill it someday, and I'm going to watch it crunch up. So that's why Spaz Chair is there. The TV represents the fact that we used to watch, we used to do our reaction videos with a little TV, what was it, right here in this corner, right? I would put a little TV screen and have the video in there, but it just got to be too cumbersome. It just became easier to just put the video itself, but that's what the TV is for. And of course, Pervy Sage, my boy, and I love the Toads. And then we have,
you're just gonna die in the end.
That right there is, for those of you who don't know, that is a character that used to appear on Spaz Boys Comedy. His name is Golden. Golden is messed up. Talk about Mark having severe issues. I don't even know that Golden has issues. He's just, is being a psycho an issue? I guess it would be. The barbed wire bat is something that you guys may have seen. That was one of my favorite weapons of choice in my wrestling career. I've shown the gang many pictures of the remnants of the bat being, or the aftermath of the bat being used on me using it on others. But you're just going to die in the end anyway, is one of the things that Golden said in one of his rants. Why doesn't Golden appear on the channel anymore? Well, YouTube doesn't like Golden much. That part I can understand. We may come down on YouTube for a lot of things. Probably a good call on their part. But basically, we all know about the YouTube and their incessant demonetization. Our channel here has been very fortunate in that YouTube has caught on that what we post, for the very vast amount of percentage of videos, is perfectly acceptable without question. So rarely do they demonetize us anymore. And if they do demonetize a vid as I post it, typically it's within sometimes minutes, at the most hours, they get it squared away. When Golden was appearing on the channel, that was not the case. So basically what Golden was doing was getting all our videos demonetized until they could review them. That's a case where I can't even really blame YouTube. There's never been a Golden video that is probably acceptable for, well, anyone. So I get that. Golden still lurks in the shadows. You never know when he may show up again, but that's him. You're looking at him there, and that's his quote. So I think that covers everything. That's pretty much, Curtis, I don't feel so good. Oh, that's down here. I forgot about this. I think that's Spaz Kid fading away a la Spider-Man. So I think that pretty much covers everything though. But that's the story of. Hold on, let me pull this back up. That is the story of the intro. Hopefully, you guys, for any of you who are interested, enjoyed it. Okay, and now I can take these off because I don't need to hear that. Now, as far as the new copyright directives from YouTube, I won't go into all the details. You guys can look them up. They Team YouTube announced it a couple days ago on Twitter. You can find all kinds of details all over the internet about it. But it's basically a quality system where if any of us get one of those designated by hand, in other words, somebody went through and reviewed your video and files a copyright strike, now YouTube notifies you of it and gives you options. You can delete the video. You can contest the strike, as you always could, which is my preference because I only put up things that I feel are within fair use. You can replace the music if that's what has been struck. You can replace scenes or just cut them. All right here at the YouTube dashboard. If that's what will make everything work for you. But basically, they've given you a bunch of options, and they've forced the people who file a copyright claim, instead of just saying, yeah, there's some of my stuff in it, they have to specifically designate what they're claiming so you're able to effectively take care of it. Look and see what it was and take action. The reason that this may, and I say may, let's see how implementation goes, allow us to do anime reactions here again, is if the system's going to be fair in any way, shape, or form, because I wouldn't take them down anyway. The way I create them, I feel I'm doing it within fair use, and I have a lot of detail and a lot of information to back that up. It's not something I just do randomly. I have fair use law literally memorized. I've read it over. It's not even that big a section of copyright law, so I've read it over 1 million times. I feel what I do is within fair use with the anime reactions. So as long as I know I have that option and YouTube's going to be fair when I file my counterclaim, I don't have a problem with going forward with it. Now, right now, we have a bullshit copyright strike on the channel from before this all started. What happened was, you guys know we watched Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood here. When I very first posted Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, the very first episode got a copyright strike. I filed a counterclaim because, again, I'm within fair use. YouTube forwarded the claim to the company, the Japanese company that filed it. They dropped it. We're able to go forward with it. Now, long after we were done with that whole series, I got a copyright claim on a random episode, like number 22, or I don't even remember what number it was. Number 22 or something in there. I was like, okay, I filed a counterclaim. This time YouTube says, well, no, we don't think you had the rights to use it, so we're not even forwarding it to them. So basically, YouTube accused me of doing something illegal. They were saying that I was not within fair use. And the thing of it is, the problem is the only alternative I had there would be to sue YouTube. YouTube knows that common folk like me don't have the resources to fucking sue Google. They know that. So that they're in their arrogance, they figure they can do whatever they want. I followed up on it. For several days, I went back and forth with tech support, and they were telling me how, oh no, we can get this taken care of, go here, do this, do that. Fuck off, Jane. And when none of it worked, and I said, listen, why, this is the exact same thing. It's edited the exact same way, it's the same type of original content, it's from the same series. Why one time do you send my complaint through, my counterclaim through, and another time you don't? At the end, they got frustrated and just said, well, deal with it, we don't care. It's easier to wash our hands to you and just say, screw you, wait for it to expire. So they've given me no option. If I got another one, of course, I would have to do something. I'd have to find a lawyer. I'd have to do something. But we have a strike that's due to expire sometime in August. I can look it up. I won't be testing the waters here until that strike expires. I'm not going to try and go to. Plus, that'll give time for this new system to be implemented and hopefully them work out any of the, we know there's going to be bugs. Hopefully they'll be able to work out any bugs before I have to test it. But what I will do is, if this copyright thing seems to be working, I will try. Now, there's a couple issues. I don't know what it means about the auto block thing, which is bullshit. YouTube didn't address that. Say if they're getting rid of it, where a company can just block your video and you're not even given an opportunity. Because if a Japanese company throws up a block on one of the anime reaction videos, when I file a counter with the same information I do on a copyright claim saying this is why it's within fair use, YouTube ignores it and just brings it back to the original company. If the company says, nah, it's still our material, they say, okay, you can't post your video. It's basically YouTube hypocrisy in that's exactly what YouTube is vehemently fighting with the European model with going that, what is it? The article 11 and 13, I forgot which number it is, but the whole, you know, the whole thing that's going on in the EU about copyright and how you can't use even a second of anybody else's footage or anything like that. No fair use, in other words. YouTube vehemently fights that and then has a policy that mirrors it perfectly. So it's wildly hypocritical. So first of all, I'd have to see what's going on with that. And then second of all, of course, we just have to see how the copyright thing works. They said this new system is for when somebody goes in by hand and files a copyright claim. Typically, that's how the ones on anime reactions are done. They go in and they see it individually and file it. If there's an auto claim, I don't know how it'll work. But I am willing to test it again if everything seems to be working well with YouTube's system and once our strike is gone. Which series it'll be, I don't know. We'll figure that out together. But I do want you guys to remember one thing. If I bring an anime series back here, I know immediately what's going to happen with the newer people that don't know how all this transpired. They're going to say, oh, well, good, you're going to bring all this stuff from the Goosh here. No. The plan was always we had one series here at YouTube. As a matter of fact, the $1 level now at the Goosh is what I was going to bring here to YouTube. It was Yu Yu Hakusho, Cowboy Bebop, Hellsing Ultimate, and Death Note were the lineup. They're over at the $1 level. That's what I did with the ones that I was going to bring to YouTube because I couldn't put them here anymore to make them as inexpensive as possible and still be able to post them. So what will happen if we're able to test these waters? I'll put a series up here. The other series are the ones that are supported and always have been supported by the Goosh. They only exist. The Goosh is our Patreon for anybody who doesn't know. They only exist because of the Patreon. It's not like you guys are being left out of something. Those series wouldn't be done. It's the support of the people at Patreon that allow me the time every day to take my entire days and make videos. Those are theirs. So there will be a series here, but that's always the way it was planned to be. Hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying there. But that doesn't mean we're taking everything from the Patreon and moving it here. The Patreon has their own supported series. YouTube will hopefully be able to bring back an anime series. Also, for those of you wondering about Hunter x Hunter, I will give you some, for those of you who don't know, if you go to the community tab here, Hunter x Hunter I've been bringing over to YouTube. I can't post them here, of course, but I have a separate page of my own web space set up where I give you links to Hunter x Hunter episodes. There hadn't been any in over 2 weeks because I had heard the rumblings of something major was going to happen with YouTube. So I had to back down of doing anything, using YouTube to link you guys to any of my content or anything until I found out what it was. Apparently, the rumblings were about this positive thing, not a negative. So I will be able to, as soon as I get a few moments, I'll give you guys some links to some more episodes on Hunter x Hunter. But that's why they hadn't been there, because I was waiting to see what the hell the rumblings of this new YouTube ideas were. But I think that pretty much covers everything. Hopefully it brings you guys up to speed. Again, maybe with this, if this system is fair and allows me a fair opportunity to stake my claim to fair use, we may be able to bring back anime reactions. In the meantime, we'll still keep doing things we're doing, watching ERB, all kinds of other reactions, anything that makes us laugh. And even if we bring anime reactions here, we'll still do those as well, because I know a lot of you enjoy them. We'll mix them in together. So I think that covers everything. Hopefully you guys understand the intro now for those of you who want to know. Hopefully you have a good idea of where we'll be going forward with potentially bringing anime reactions back here. Any questions or concerns, as always, you can always hit me up in the comments section. I read through all the comments. And let's keep our fingers crossed that all this works out well and YouTube really has implemented something positive.